How's it going, YouTube? Heir of Carthage here. Gonna bring you some Shogun 2 Total War Fall of the Samurai action. This is against another member of the old Heir of Carthage fans club here, Ingenieur 17, who was very friendly, played me a friendly game, it was fun. This is on the Hokuriku Crossing. It's a map where, unless the Morale Shrine and the Bow Dojo are the two buildings, it is rather unbalanced. But it's not that bad. It's at least symmetric, so that, no one has like an insane geography, basically, advantage. But sometimes the buildings will cause a bit of an issue, which it kind of does in this one, but due to my opponent's strategy, it ends up leveling out. So this is the farmhouse, and this one over here is the Bow Dojo. Let me start by introducing you to my army. This is Yariki, and then I've got 4 white bears holding up my right flank, kind of in their own separate detachment. I do use the Shinobi Spy or whatever, Shinobi Informer, so that I can see my enemy's placement, even though I'm not using the leadership general. I've got 2 Imperial Infantry, I think 2 Imperial Infantry and a U.S. Marine. One of my Imperial Infantry is a 150 range unit. I got old Patchter Cogburn there. I've got 2 Boki and 2 Yariki, and then I've also got an Imperial Guard Cav. So all of them are here. Is that an Imperial? Yeah, I do have 1 more Imperial Infantry out here. So I've got 3 White Bears and 1 Imperial Infantry holding up this flank. There's not a whole lot of difference between White Bears and Imperial Infantry other than a little bit of reload. And I think that unless you take these guys out to 150 range, there may not be a whole lot of use in going to Imperial Infantry over White Bears. I can't guarantee that, though. I haven't tested it a lot yet. So, some of you would say my opponent's camping, which I guess he is. He's starting back here in his deployment. But part of the reason he's doing so is because he has no need to rush forward since he's brought this parrot gun. And to be honest, he would be stupid for not using it. So his positioning of it I don't think is the best. But he would be stupid for moving forward and not using this thing. So there's his parrot guns firing away at me. And whenever you do bring artillery, you've got to try and make it worthwhile. If you don't, then you've just wasted a whole lot of Koku on nothing. So he is trying to make it worthwhile. He's gotten a few hits for some decent kills. He's moving 3 Yariki to my left flank, his right flank. His infantry, he has 2 very elite units. He's got a U.S. Marine here. But it's only 125 range. I'm not sure why he hasn't upgraded the range. He's got this Infanterie de Marine with 150 range and some pretty disgustingly good stats. So I'm very much worried about those 2 units. He also has some units hidden in these woods. I'll show you that when the time comes. He's got some White Bear Infantry here and here. So take a look at the deployment from this. So even if I didn't have Shinobi Informer, you can pretty much tell by the way that my opponent's deployed that he's probably hiding something here and here. Now, if you're going to hide units, I suggest that you do it a little more convincingly. I'm not saying that to try and be mean. I mean, I'm glad my opponent's definitely trying to employ some strategy here and make the game interesting. So I don't want to feel like I'm harping on him. See, right here he does do good, though, and he has this unit ready to fire at me, and he actually kills a fair few of my Yariki before I can retreat. And I'm going to take my bow cab around at this point to start taking pot shots at his center, because the terrain is blocking his shots. And this means he has to come way forward before he can hit my Boki. And if he does decide to charge them with his Yariki, I'll be able to catch them and then shoot them with my infantry. Plus I got my Imperial Guard Cav. So my Boki are expendable. They're kind of like throwaway units in this battle. So we'll see what happens with them. I don't want to give away anything. But so my opponent has quite a bit of firepower. He's got some defensive units to hang back here around his general and his parrot guns. And his infantry is composed of what we can see right now, a couple more White Bears on top of those, and that was a Black Bear that was hidden there. We cannot yet see what, if anything, is visible in these woods, but I am definitely assuming that he has units hidden in these woods. So I'm going to move up and find out. My opponent has no need to move. He's using the artillery. However, he's going to allow me to capture both key buildings, which obviously I could win on a timer, but I don't want to win on a timer, so I'm going to keep pushing the advance. It's fun to attack. Now, I mean, sometimes it gets made unfun when your opponent is a big jerk, but my opponent is not a jerk in this case. He's just trying to maximize his artillery. So I'm using my bow cab to skirmish his center. As soon as he pushes up, I pull back, and then I push back forward. However, my micro is pretty bad, as I have not been playing a lot of Total War recently, but I do chalk up some kills on some of his units here in the center. I should have been targeting his elite unit, which is this Infantry de Marine. I do hit it some, but not near as much as I should have. You can see the nice blood effects as the arrows come through. Check out this guy. Got nailed. Oh, so painful. His Infantry de Marine is going to chase me out, but again, the terrain is blocking him from getting real easy shots. However, I don't do the best job microing my cav because I'm also focusing on this flank and watching for my opponent's cavalry attack on this flank. So it does create problems for me. I need to really focus on my micromanagement more sometimes, as it can definitely help me. Let's see if I do what's right here. I should be pulling my bow key forward, and indeed I am. So you're going to see me getting some more shots on his infantry. This time, his Infantry de Marine, and 7 of them go down. Not a bad haul. Bow key are pretty cheap compared to Infantry de Marine. It would take about 3 of them to equal the cost. So, yeah, any kill I get with the bow key against those units is good. My opponent's pulling yet another Yari key out. He's got Tosa Riflemen hidden here. And that's it. So he's got the Tosa Riflemen, the Spears, and a Yari key hidden. He's going to make an early charge, which is good because I was out of position. I should have halted my White Bears sooner, but he's going to slaughter them. But whenever you charge too early, you are prone to counter charges. So then when your cav gets bogged down with all that infantry and the enemy cav, they're going to start to lose the fight. So his cav gets pretty badly pummeled. His Tosa Riflemen are not in a good position here, really. Tosa Riflemen need to use their distance and their ability to hide. He should have had these dudes hidden up here in the woods, where they could take shots at me and not be revealed. That's one of the main advantages of Tosa Riflemen and Yuga is they can fire while hidden, kind of like Windbush Jaegers. Now check out, I clicked an attack order, and CA just released a patch, which thank you for the patch in the terrain editor. But you probably could have patched these attack orders too to where they weren't so screwed up, because my guys wheel up to like near point blank range before they open fire, which leads to cool effects but also leads to lots of extra deaths, for me that is. So I pushed back the enemy cav. I was going to make a run for his general, and I accidentally got caught on his spears. That sucked. And then here in the center, I accidentally let his Infantry de Marine move forward. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to micro out of that fight over there, and I let my bow cav just get shot to smithereens. It's a good thing they were a throwaway unit because that's the way I ended up using them. Look at the damage this unit took. It took half strength damage moving forward on that retarded attack. So I noticed on Empire and Napoleon you can click attack orders and it's not super bad. It is still really bad on this game. Now I do have a fight started here in the center where his men are out of position and really outgunned. These two units here, this is Imperial Infantry with 150 range. Look at the stats on these Imperial Infantry because I have the Bow Dojo, so they are going to clobber those White Bears. So in order to try and rectify this, my opponent pulls a pretty good Yari key charge here that I was not ready for. He's going to wipe out this Imperial Infantry right here and really dash the morale of this one, as they are now taking flanking fire from this Infantry de Marine. So again, I'm going to countercharge. Even though he charged and it's going to be devastating, I'm going to countercharge. His 3 Yari key will get eaten up by my 2. And then my general is able to lend shots into this fight. Meanwhile, my guys get routed. So his cav charge was successful, but he should have pulled his cav out and then covered their retreat with these infantry units here, and it would have been much better for him. Out here on the flank, my United States Marine is going to have no problem mopping up this Black Bear. Even though the Black Bear got first shots, my Marine will just start absolutely pummeling those guys. I have to pull my general back to safety. I use my Imperial Guard cav. Or actually, no, this is the bow key. I move them back in just to keep this Infantry de Marine. That's just a sacrifice because I'm too busy trying to micro a few other things. You can see I've completely forgotten about my Imperial Guard cav here because I'm pretty stupid like that. But I have moved up this flank to engage his United States Marines, and although the U.S. Marines are good, they're not going to be able to fight off 4 White Bears. And here comes the charge of my Imperial Guard cav against his general. His general doesn't really have anywhere left to go. So my Imperial Guard cav are going to kill them. And his Infantry de Marine did not go after my general quite as quickly as it should have. My unit had time to regroup here, which is my Imperial Infantry. Its stats are nearly as good as this Infantry de Marine, but it's the morale on this Infantry de Marine is much better. You can see they already have 163 kills. My U.S. Marines is going to mop up another White Bear unit here after it got that Black Bear. So the U.S. Marines definitely holding their own there. These guys are pretty sweet. Semper Fi, baby. And then his Infantry de Marine is now the only unit left on the battlefield. His artillery in general have routed. I've routed his other flank. So my opponent did rely on artillery here and a defensive strategy, which definitely can work. I think that if he had deployed his men a little bit craftier, it would have made it tougher for me. and his artillery really didn't get the best shots because of the angle. You got to be careful about placing your artillery on the back slope of a hill. It tends to cause it to not do so well. So yeah, anyway, you're going to see my Imperial Guard cav coming in from behind here. This Infantry Day Marine's going to get hit from several directions at once. So my Imperial Guard cav catches them, and then Patchter's going to come in shooting it up too. Come in guns blazing. My Imperial Guard cav already hit these guys pretty bad, and I'm also shooting a lot of my own men, of course, but at this point I guess it doesn't really matter. So there's the bloody end to the battle. Hope you all enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty nice. Had to thank my opponent for the good queen game and the friendship there. It's always nice to play against people who aren't going to be mean to you or play like complete jerks. So, good game to him. Sorry I haven't played Shogun in a long time. I don't know, I've been having fun with some of the other Total War games, and I thought you all might enjoy some variation in the footage. Not that I don't like Shogun 2. Yes, I will finish the Tosa campaign, some of you have asked, and some of you also asked me to do a video on the terrain editor, or whatever it's called, the TED, T-E, or whatever. I will do that for you. I don't know anything about it yet, and it's going to take me a little time to figure out, but I will make the video for you so that you can understand it. After the Tosa campaign's over, I've got some other ideas. Yes, I did accidentally skip video 15, so this is going to be video 15, even though 16 came before it. So yeah, sorry about the confusion there. Anyway, I'm sorry I haven't been able to be on much lately and give you all a bunch of you know, comments and replies and stuff like that. I'm just extremely busy. But I do read all of your comments, and I appreciate them, so sorry if I haven't replied. It's not because I'm trying to be a jerk or something. Anyway, you can see the stats there. I did have more infantry than my opponent, so it worked out well for me. You can see that the unit that did best for me was my U.S. Marine, but some of my unveteran white bears did very well also. Imperial Guard cav did pretty well. So yeah, anyway, good game to my opponent. Heir of Carthage, signing off for now.